Alright guys, what's going on? This is G-Funk. Gonna do this video, the post-fight Mike Alvarado versus Juan Manuel Marquez. Don't have enough time to really make it all pretty and stuff. Just gonna record it real quick on my phone. So, good fight. I thought it was pretty entertaining. As far as scoring the fight, I had the fight 11 rounds to 1 for Marquez. I predicted a knockout, but he didn't win by knockout. But he did win the fight pretty convincingly. He dropped Alvarado in the 8th round, I believe. And then Alvarado came right back and knocked him down in the 9th round. So, I mean, the later part, I think the second half of the fight was much better than the first half. Like I said, on my scorecard, I had it 11 to 1 for Marquez. There were some rounds, though, that were close and that could have went either way. So, you know, if you think Alvarado won more than just one round, then, you know, I don't have a problem with it. You won't get an argument out of me for that, because there were some close rounds. But for me, I feel like Marquez was he was first all night long. He was landing combinations compared to Mike Alvarado was just, you know, landing one punch at a time. Yeah, he was just first all night. I think he controlled the ring. You know, he showed good ring generalship. And, you know, we know Marquez, he's always willing to exchange with fighters. And, sometimes that gets him into a little bit of trouble. And that's what happened to him in that 9th round with Alvarado when he got caught. Alvarado actually beat him to a punch while Marquez was trying to punch him. And Alvarado's right hand got to Marquez's chin first and knocked him down. And, you know, that's how you catch, you know, counter punchers and defensive fighters is in between combinations. Now, I'm not trying to say that Marquez is, you know, like a defensive genius or anything like that, but he does have good head movement, and he is a good counter puncher. So, you know, that's how you catch those kind of guys, when they're in between a punch, or if you can force some exchanges. Now, that's one thing I think that Mike Alvarado didn't do, was he didn't force enough exchanges, I feel, with Marquez. That was really his only chance of landing a good punch or hurting him more throughout the fight, more than just once. But, you know, honestly, I think it was a really bad game plan for Mike Alvarado. You know, he just, like I said, he was just following Marquez around the ring, trying to throw one punch at a time. You know, that's not going to get it done. And you saw the results, man. It was a pretty one-sided fight, in my opinion, and in the judge's opinion. You know, Alvarado, just even after he knocked Marquez down, the next round he comes out and he's moving away from Marquez. I mean, I just don't understand it. You know, like, at that point of the fight, you got to understand you're down, and you're down big. Why not just go in there and try to bang this guy out of there, you know? Not to mention, you were saying all through the build-up for this fight that you was going to retire him and that you was going to, you know, make him feel his age. And, I mean, seriously, following a guy around like Marquez who wants to fight on the back foot and not cutting off the ring, not trying to force any exchanges, I mean, that's not how you make a guy feel his age. It's just not. I mean, I don't know. I really think that the corner did a poor job of putting together a successful game plan for Mike Alvarado. I mean, he got hit with a lot of clean shots, too. I didn't really see him move his head much. I mean, he was just trying to cover up, but, you know, Marquez is throwing, you know, 3-4 punch combinations all night long, and some of those punches got through the guard and went around the guard, and you could tell by his face he was getting busted up later throughout the fight. But, you know, he showed heart. He showed that, you know, he's still tough and that he could take a hell of a punch. And you know, you got to give him credit for that. Like I said, he came back and got the knockdown after he was knocked down in the previous round. So, you know, we know Alvarado's got heart, man. I think for his future, like I don't know what he's gonna do as far as staying at 140 or if he's gonna move up to 147. I know he came in a half pound over, so you know I really don't know. I also noticed that he was drinking a lot of water during the fight in between the rounds. That's usually not a good sign, but you know, I don't know what he's gonna do. Personally, in my opinion, I think if he stays at 140 or goes up to 147, I really think he should look to try to find a new trainer. I don't know. I think these guys have carried him as far as he can go, or as far as they can carry him, and to me, it's real mediocre, man. His corner. I mean, they just, like I said, it was just a horrible game plan to just follow Marquez around all night long and not do anything else. So that's my opinion, man. I think that he would benefit from somebody else, another trainer, a more experienced and more world-class level trainer. I think if he wants to stay relevant and at the elite level, I mean, I'm not saying he's elite, but you know, if he wants to get there and he wants to continue fighting in big fights, I think that's what he should do. As for Marquez in the future, like I said, I thought he looked pretty damn good tonight. You know, I made a video response to Dante's Boxing Nation when this fight was announced, and he was talking about how Marquez had ducked Ruslan Provodnikov. He didn't want to fight Sean Porter either, and he just took the easy route in fighting a guy like Mike Alvarado. You know, my only problem with somebody saying something like that, and I said it in my video, is that Marquez had just came off a loss to Timothy Bradley. So I don't understand why on earth you would want him to fight for a world championship after he just lost. You know, that's something that I just don't understand. That's something I'll never understand. You know, for me, if a guy just lost his last fight and lost it pretty convincingly, like I thought he did to Timothy Bradley, he's not fighting for a world title next. I mean, he's just not. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Now that Marquez won and he looked good doing it, now we can start talking about him fighting guys like that. I have no problem with that. It's not like I'm trying to protect the guy or anything like that. I just don't want to see him fight for a world championship coming off a loss. I just don't think that's right. I don't see how anybody could think that's right, you know? Now that he's won, okay, now we can talk about those guys and what else and whoever's out there, you know? Whoever wants to get a crack at him, now we can talk. So, as far as Pacquiao goes, I don't want to see a fifth Pacquiao fight. I just don't. I'm really done with that whole thing. I didn't want to see the fourth fight. You know, I live streamed that when I didn't buy the pay-per-view. I mean, I'm just done with it, man. Don't care to see it no more. So, you know, like I said, I'd rather see him fight somebody else. But you guys, let me know what you think. Like I said, I have to cut this one kind of short. So, this is G-Funk, man, and I'm out.